I have this distinct pleasure in introducing today's guest speaker. On behalf of the Signature Service Committee, we would like to welcome Tracy Williams to Methodist University. I shouldn't say to Methodist. Well, welcome him back to Methodist University. I consider Tracy a good friend, mentor to me. 10 years ago, my life changed when I started recruiting his daughter and met him. He has traveled all across the world playing basketball, speaking to millions of people as a professional motivational speaker, and he was a globetrotter as well. But this man, he can inspire anyone, motivate them to reach their heights, and it's just a distinct pleasure in welcoming him back to campus and having him speak to us. And just at the end when we leave, if we pass out surveys, if you can make sure you turn that survey in to one of the Signature Service Committee members at the back or at the exits when you exit, we would appreciate that. But at this time, I'd like to bring Tracy Williams up to speak to us.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you. Good mid-morning to everybody. How y'all? Wait a minute, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. They give me a microphone. I don't know why. All my life, people have been telling me that I talk too loud. We hear you all over the house. Shut up. If you ever get paid to talk. That was my favorite one right there. If you ever get paid to talk, you'll never be broke another day in your life. Now, well, I'm going to mention the third one. They say, if you would stop talking, we would pay you. But you know what, Coach Jay? They never quite write the check. So I keep talking. So one more time. How you doing this morning? Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Now, I told the young ladies on the basketball team last night that your mascot here is the Monarchs is a lion. Lions roar. Lions make a lot of noise. When they make that noise, everything in the jungle knows what's going on. Everything knows it's feeding time. The lions are coming. I asked them the question last night, and maybe I can pose it to you. Monarchs, lions, and lioness. Why is the lion the king of the jungle? Say it again, ladies. Because he thinks he is. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. Might not even be the strongest. But guess what? In his mind, he thinks he's the king of the jungle. He thinks it so much that all the other animals think it now. But there was a time that he had to think it first. And when he did, everything changed for him. So I don't want to just look at the mascot as just being a picture. I would think you should embody that mascot. That when the lions come, everybody move out the way. Everybody know. You either move or you become lunch. Because that's what happens. So ladies, that's my charge for you. Coach Smith is my charge for your guys tonight when y'all go out there against Maryville. Just say it's lunchtime. That's all. Because that's what happens when you bring lambs to lions. Again, I want to thank everybody that had anything to do with me being here today. President Hancock, thank you so much. Coach Jay, the board, Mike, anybody and everybody that had anything to do with getting me here today. I just want to give you a profound thank you from the bottom of my heart. As Coach Jay said, it's not me coming the first time. I'm here, I'm back. Last night when I was talking to the girls' basketball team, I was telling them about Coach Jay and how we came to meet each other. And just how my daughter coming to this university totally changed her. She did more than I expected. And I brag on my children all the time. I mean, you know that parent that brags so much, and if you don't say it, you just kind of be thinking it, like, he think his kids are so much better. I mean, one of these days they're going to grow up, and they're going to embarrass him. Stop talking so much about them because you don't know what's going to happen to them. Well, everything I thought and more. And I think, and I to the bottom of my heart that because of my daughter's time here at Methodist University, being exposed to Coach J and her program has totally not just transformed, but also elevated my daughter. And I'm some kind of proud of her. So, and I'll always be in debt to the folks here. And that's the type of service that she got here. Now, when I got the phone call a while back, and I said, well, we want you to come talk about service, customer service, signature service. See, and when I heard the signature service, that kind of took it out even a huge leap further for me. Because, I travel around the world. I done been to so many countries. I'm probably on my, I know at least my third passport. Coming up here in the future, I'm going to be in Australia and Sydney. I'm going to be in Rhoda, Spain. That's going to be a great trip, Dr. Hancock. Rhoda, Spain on the Med. That's going to be something. All of these places that I go to, when you travel a lot, when you're on airplanes, when you're in hotels and stuff, things like customer service get to be real important. That feeling of making you feel like you at home. Everybody says that. You ever heard people say, make yourself at home? If you ever need, and if you need something, let us know. And sometimes when you hear that, you wonder if they really mean it. Because sometimes it's a lot easier to say it. Because sometimes, you can say, well, make yourself at home, and then you take your shoes off and your feet smell a little bit. You find out they didn't want you to be that home. If you happen to go in the refrigerator and eat that last piece of cake, that they've been waiting on all day, that might not be that. So, and just like a lot of things in life, sometimes what we say and what we do, there's a difference. There's a gap. Now, I haven't come here today to talk a whole lot about different customer service techniques or methods. Now, some may come out as I go, because as you can see, I speak without notes. And since I've been back in college, they call that, what's the word? I speak extemporaneously. When a lady told me that, Coach J, first thing I thought about was, I can't spell that word. And then the second thing I thought about, I said, I wonder, is that a good thing? Now, I kind of figured it was good after a couple of seconds because she smiled when she said it. But I immediately went back to the hotel and looked that word up. So, as I speak, some concepts, some things may come out, and you might want to write it down. I was telling Miss Wilson on the phone, I said, could you ask them to bring paper and pencil? I said, could you ask them? Now, I know that almost should be like I'm preaching to the choir because I'm at an institution of higher learning. So everybody should be bringing paper. Everybody should be hand pens and paper. Not only just the students, the professors, staff, if for no other reason, you just want to set a real good example. If you're just writing down a recipe, you just want them to see you write. Because I found most kids, they see better than they hear. Let me say that again, Mike. Most kids see better than they hear. I got 2 little granddaughters. One of them, she definitely epitomizes that. You can tell her something, and she'll sit there and she'll stare at you. And then if you do anything that she thought that you told her not to do, she need to talk about that. I said, it's time for you to go to bed, Ariana, now. She gets ready to go to bed. She looked back at me and said, what you going to do? You not going to bed. You ain't TV still on. She want to talk about it. They see better than they hear. When you're talking about customer service, and like I said, as I travel, one of the number one, the best service I've seen ever in my life was on a cruise ship. Now, I never wanted Dr. Hancock to go on a cruise ship because I don't like to go out in the water and when I can't see land. Now, even though the land is maybe too far for me to get to it, but if I'm happen to be in the water, I like to at least have a goal. I can see it. It's a vision. I'll try harder when I can see the land. When you talk about customer service there on a ship, How many people in here have been on a cruise? Raise your hand. You ever been? So y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? As soon as you get up there, they tell you that you don't even have to pay for it, put a tip in, because the tip is already in the price of the cruise. Every time I go on a cruise with my wife gives an extra tip at the end of the cruise, and my wife is the most stingiest chick on the planet. She don't want to give nothing. You men in here, don't just look at me, don't. My wife watches my tip every time we eat. If she think that tip is more, she's got the phone out and she wants to get it right down to the nickel. I just say, just round it off. She, $2.17. That's what she get. She don't get nothing else. Till we go on the cruise. Not only did she want to give them extra money, knowing that the tip was already in the fee. She's trying to before they were marry our daughters off to the cabin boy. She couldn't even say the guy's name. She said, oh my God, are you married? You looking to get married? She said, I love him. She said, those sheets, the way he makes it, everything, I call him, he comes out of the wall in seconds. And he's always smiling. Customer service. You go to eat, and as y'all can tell, I kind of like to eat. You go there to eat, and they feed you that good food. They give you that steak one night on Monday, prime sirloin, center cut. And then the next night they give you lobster. And then I found out after that, the waitress came up to me and said, would you like something else? I said, I kind of like that steak from yesterday. You think I could get it? She said, right away. I said, So, uh-oh. I've been to a McDonald's in Moorhead, and I asked for some more extra ketchup, and you'd have thought I asked for a kidney. The whole expression, the reaction, the body language that I was getting was screaming on me like, go home and get your own ketchup. Why are you even still here? The body language was screaming that on me. I almost felt bad about the ketchup. I wanted to say, while she was taking the time to get it, that's okay. Don't even worry about it. You know what? I don't need ketchup. It's got too many calories in it anyway. I don't want to do it. The difference is there. Now, here's something if you're going to write something down, and everything I'm going to say today is going to revolve around this. It's a quote from the great Maya Angelou. People will forget what you say. People will forget sometimes what you do, but they will never, ever, 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 ever forget the way you made them feel. Everybody under the sound of my voice right now know people in their life, positive as well as negative, and when they think about these people, they not only remember their names, they remember how the way they felt about those people, the way those people made them feel, positive or negative. When I first came in today, I saw Coach McEnroy. He was the first coach, he was at Pembroke State, and wrote me a recruiting letter. Now, he might have sent out 50 of them that day, but I was one of them. Coach, that was over 33 years ago. I promise you, if you don't believe me, I'll take a picture with my iPhone. I still got that letter. I moved all over the world, but that letter always make the trip. Wrote me a letter. Wasn't a tale of two cities, just one page. Just letting him know, say, hey, we're interested in you as a potential student athlete to come to Pembroke. 2 years of waking up at 4:30, shooting 1,000 shots a day, running hard, believing, striving. Folks, them haters, can't forget them haters. Them haters is telling me all day long that, and ain't that something, the phone is ringing, and it's my phone. I tell you, can't get mad about that. The haters, they're going at you, telling you you'll never make it. Don't nobody make it from around here. I get this letter from Coach. I'm walking around with it every day in school. Got it hanging out in my pocket. I saw you looking at that letter. Yeah, you want to look at that? Pembroke wanted me to come to school there. I'm being recruited. Somebody wants me. The hard work is paying off. I don't know. Could have been 50 letters. He might not even remember the letter, but I did. Can't tell you verbatim everything the letter said. Don't even really know what his intention, but guess what? I know what I felt that day. I know what I feel every time I look in that album and I see it. It's on the first page. It's my first recruiting letter. Always remember that. Always remember that feeling. They'll forget what you say. They'll forget what you do, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. Now, as I came on campus this morning, you know, I generally try to speak to people anyway. You know, even when I'm in countries where I don't know the language, I at least get that konnichiwa gozaimasu or hola, I'm going to get those basics down. You got to get it. Wherever country, wherever you at, you want it. Hey, if you're in America, it's different languages. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Sometimes it's, yo, what's up? What it do, player? Hey, this here, or that right there. Y'all don't know. Sometimes it's just that walking across campus, throw your head up. You know, come up, take your fist, hit their fist. You on the phone, you don't even stop. I'm like, yo, what up? You hear them like that? That's that. Right then, that's an action of endearment. Those words I'm saying, those are terms of endearment. I'm acknowledging you. And I don't care who you are, you want to be acknowledged. I don't care who you are. It isn't the worst thing in the world that you in the room and everybody's talking and nobody's talking to you. Don't nobody like that. I know I just need some time to myself. That's sometimes, not all the time. You want to be acknowledged. They'll forget what you say, forget what you do, but they won't forget the way you make them feel. What I really came in here to talk to you about was not so much of some things that you could do, because all of you probably done heard that. Your mom and your grandma taught you that. Get up in the morning, you say, get good morning. My grandmother would always say that. She was, soon as I stay at her house, I used to hate that. I'm like, oh, God, I just want to eat. She'd get up, she'd say, good morning. And I'm looking at her, and she'd say, did I sleep with you? I said, no, ma'am. Good morning, Grandma. Every morning. She acted like that was the biggest thing. Say good morning. Speak to people. When you walk in the house, say hello. You know, I just wanted to go back to the room. I don't want to talk to them. Didn't quite understand that then, but now I do. People want to be acknowledged, whether you're 80 years old in here or you're 18 years old in here. You might not want to be acknowledged by me, but it's somebody you want to be acknowledged by. What I want to talk to you about today is that not so much what you should be doing, because I found that people know the how-tos of life. It's 1 million books, Mike, that's written on how to. You put that in Google, and dude, you got forever of pages to get. How to, and it'll just go crazy. About 10 years ago, I went to Kingston Plantation down in Myrtle Beach, and I spoke to all of the administrators and educators down in the state of South Carolina. And I did a speech called The Reason Why We Teach. And I started out saying, you know, I'm not here to talk to you about the how-tos. Not going to give you new teaching methods. I probably might not enunciate something quite right. I might split a verb or two. I don't know. But what I'm going to talk to, what I'm speaking to is this, is that not the how, but the reason why you do what you do. That's the number one question. Because if you get that question answered, then the how-tos become easy. The hard times, the struggle, the vicissitudes of life that come to you while you're doing it, when you have that moment, when you want to quit, you need that point of reference, that reason, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I still doing all of this stuff? So I'm here today to talk to you about the benefits of giving good customer service. The benefits of it. There are a lot of great benefits of giving customer service. I was sat up the last couple of weeks, I'm looking at this, one thing, smiling at people. They talk about the muscles that it takes. Y'all have heard it before, to take the smile versus having one, the frowning. They talk about how when you smile or laugh with somebody, that the Bible said that laughter is medicine to a man's bones. A kind word turns away wrath. You can get more with honey than you can with vinegar. All of those things, we've heard all of that. But we still sometimes don't do it. So I want to talk about the benefits of it. Those are just some of them, but the benefits of giving good customer service. When you acknowledge people, when you speak and you say hello, first thing you realize, they'll never forget you. Even if they don't speak back to you. They might not even know your name. When I'm somewhere talking about you, I don't even know this lady's name, but I'm going to say, you know, the chick that work over in registrar's office that's always smiling. You know her. The one that's always asking you, how's your day? Isn't that something to be known by? Because what's the converse to that? I don't know in the black neighborhood, but in the black neighborhood, when my grandmother and them was trying to get me to remember somebody, Coach Jay, and I couldn't remember them because most of the time they were dead before I was born, and they would say stuff like, you remember Johnny Smith? I said, I don't remember Johnny Smith. She said, you know the one that went to jail. You know him. They always would make that connection so you can remember something they did. And most of the time it was something negative. Wouldn't it be great if you were known for something positive? Known for something positive. People have a tendency to remember you better then. Oh, okay, yeah, smiling all the time. Yep. She always asks me how my day. Yep. Whatever happened to her? Wouldn't you love that? I know I would. I remember I'll be 51 next 2 months, God willing. And I remember at one point in my life I was growing up, people said my name and they say something bad. Then I got to a middle point where they said, well, somebody said they know you. And then I would go like, what'd they say? Was it good? Was it something, And now, I'm starting to kind of get used to it. Did they saying good stuff? They say, oh, yeah, he came to our school. This happened, that happened. All of these good things. I kind of like the last part better. When you're young and you're a young kid, you want to be tough and you want to be rough. See, I'm originally from Brooklyn. So, I want to roll real hard. I don't want to let jokers know ain't nothing soft about me. Hey, you come out your mouth wrong, I'm going to straighten it. All of that stuff. That used to be, I thought that was kind of cool, but you can't get a job like that, though. Even in basketball, they looking at it. Oh, he's got a bad attitude. Next name. Can't deal with him. So you want to make sure one of the great things that you got that's involved, what's going to make you great, is that you can give somebody good customer service. Now, I'm going to get into a minute about how you feel about that, because your feelings fluctuate. But I'm just telling you it's a good thing to do because you want the people to remember you a certain way. And we all want to be remembered. We do. We might say we don't, but we do. That's why we want a tombstone. That's why we want an obituary. We want somebody. My grandmother used to say, boy, go to church for no other reason so you have somewhere they can bury you. Somebody say something good about you. At least get 6 people who will carry you or something. Is it 6 that like you enough that will carry you to the grave? She just said something. Get that. 6 people that like you enough. Somebody that can say a good word about you. You imagine how that feels. Let me tell you how I learned this. Growing up, I'm the only boy of 6 sisters. Started out in the projects, ended up in rural North Carolina, staying in a single-wide trailer. Like I said, 6 sisters, 1 bathroom. Stuff hard. You know how hard that is. That's hard. I'm sitting here, I'm walking around, ain't got money like I wanted most of the time. Stuff is hard. I'm seeing all this nice stuff. Grow up, go to college, come out, get a contract playing for the Globetrotters, and check out whose pockets got the mumps now. My stuff is swole. I remember, Coach Jay, I got off that first Globetrotter tour. I flew into Kinston, drove down, I think it's Highway 264, Stopped over at Sale BMW. The salesman's name was Eddie Bryan. Never forget it. I walked in there and said, man, I'm here to buy a car. I said, I want a BMW. And I want the one in the showroom. And he said, well, why you want that one? You want me to tell you something about it? I said, I already know what I need to know about it. It's in the showroom. 2 reasons why I wanted the showroom one, because I knew it was the best one. Or at least I think that's why they put it in there. And the other reason was I never knew how they got it in the showroom. I know they didn't come in the door I came through. I never knew what it was. So it was worth the $70,000 for me to see them get that car out that door. Man, I went in there, I'm telling you, I hadn't been spending my money on the road, Coach Jay. I had just got me an American Express card, hadn't used it. Man, when it came time, they said, how you gonna find it? I ain't gonna find it. Boom, I slapped that card on the table. I'm balling out of control. Come on, man. Balling up in here. Take it off the card, dog. Man, I'm standing around there, I said, uh-oh. They gonna get me this car? They said, well, we're gonna clean it up, put some gas in it and everything. I said, you customer service. I didn't even know they were gonna put gas in it. They just threw that in on me. I said, oh yeah. Man, all of a sudden, I got to the part that I really, really wanted the car for. They swung the big glass windows out that you see, look through at the car. And I said, wow. Drove it right off the carpet onto the asphalt. And I remember going on that stretch, Coach Jay, from Kinston to New Bern. Because I ain't know, on them BMWs, the dashboard light is red. I'm just riding down there with the windows up. I said, wow, look at this. And the good thing about it, every time I had to go by there, the service was so good. I got the bill later and found out it was all in there. But the service was excellent. As soon as I come in the door, see, when I used to go down there to Smalls Auto Mart, they didn't ask me, did I like something cold to drink? They didn't smile all the time, especially when I was coming back with something wrong. All of those little things, those little caveats that make you want to come and be a part of do that. Because like I said, I could have bought a car. How many know that I could have bought a cheaper car? I could have bought a cheaper car. How many know that you can go to a cheaper college? How about that? How many know? Then the president said you can go to community college for free. I don't know, I got my numbers right. But you can. How many know that? People can do whatever they want to do. That's why we live in a capitalistic society. They can do what they want to do. But let me tell you what distinguishes you. And all of us want to be acknowledged. All of us want to be distinguished. We do. That's why we brush our teeth before we go out. That's why we comb our hair, make sure our clothes look nice on us. And you can say what you want. Girls, you come say, hey, oh, you looking nice today. Please. Now you spent 30 minutes in there putting that hair together, and now I say it look good, I roll your eyes. You glad that I'm acknowledging you. Man, you got them fresh KDs on, your gear's tight. Yo, you rolling through there and all of a sudden I said, yo, dude, them shoes, that's what's up. Now tell me, don't you feel good? Or do you like it when I say, yo, dude, your shoes is busted, yo. Your whole outfit is whack. Oh, dude, man, what's going on with you? Some girl like you mean the guy who can't dress? Hair all looking crazy? Nah. Somebody told me I look nice today. I was dressed nice. Made me feel good. Even gave my wife a compliment behind it. Made me feel good. We want to be distinguished. We want to stand out. That's what makes us. So that's why customer service is something we all want to give. Because we want, and also not only want to give it, because we know normally when we do it, it gets reciprocated back. It comes right back at you. The Bible said, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. We all want to be distinguished. This is what you get out of it. When you give it, you get it. Now, after I bought that car, Coach Jay, I thought that was the greatest feeling in the world. I found out a little bit later that it wasn't. And I stumbled upon this. I'm doing a radio show. Somebody calls in, and they said, you came to my school, and you spoke about leadership. And that day, I had given up on myself. Now, I know you don't remember it, and I didn't. But you came, they told me the school, I remember the school, and you said something that really changed my life and turned me around. I just graduated from community college, and now I'm working over at Glaxo Wellcome over here in Greenville. And I'm on the way to work right now. Now, that never would have happened for me if you hadn't said what you said. I was in class up at James Madison University a couple of weeks ago. Girl was graduating, and she got up on this talk and started talking about me. It's 26,000 students there. And, you know, she's at the winter graduation. She said, this guy came down the hall and saw me sitting on the floor and said, hello, how you doing? I was in a class with you last semester. I really enjoyed the things you talked about in our discussions, and I just wanted to let you know. Now, how much did that cost me? Nothing. I was saying that and moving. It meant everything to her. She remembered it on the day when she finally graduates. She talked about it. Can you imagine, Mike, how that made me feel? Made me feel a lot better than that. That BMW is gone. A whole lot of good money, too. That's gone. It made me think about that poster, Coach McEnboy, that said, it won't matter on when you die how much money you had, or how many cars or houses you had. What'll matter most is what the difference that you made in the life of at least one child or one person. We're all here today with goals of trying to get things accomplished. If you're an employee of this great university, you should be thinking every day, I thank God I get an opportunity to have a huge impact. I'm a powerful individual on the lives of the people that's going to cross my path today. And it don't cost much and it don't take much. Just a smile. Just a how you doing. Remembering. Not only you know, that's just good for you because people are going to like you and they're going to respect you more and they're going to want to reciprocate it back to you. Dr. Hancock is just good business. That's the other thing. It's just good business to do that. I got a cleaners that my wife said every time I go there, Coach Jay, they robbing you. You can go to Sunshine Laundry and get that done for $5. Why are you paying them $12? Why are you paying this guy $12? I don't know. Why are you paying them $12 to do one pair of pants? Because the good conversation that I get. Do anybody here know it's some people, because the way they serve you, how they treat you, that you go back there and you know you could go get it cheaper somewhere else. You could go somewhere else. They could. But you come there because you like the service that you get. I remember the first time I went in the bathroom and this little dude was sitting in there with a table with some aftershave and toothpaste and stuff. I'm like, what is that? And not only was he sitting there, but his attitude and the way he served. As soon as I'm washing my hands, he right there. Before I came back to school, Dr. Hancock, I was working and living in Japan, Saitama Prefecture, about 30 minutes outside of Tokyo. One of the things I love, I told my wife, I could live here. Soon as you go in any store, any university, anything, they come running out. They come in, sumimasen, they running. They want to know, can we help you? Can we do something for you? They got a hot rag to wipe your hands, do all of this stuff. Just their attitude of service. I've been to a whole bunch of countries. I don't want to live there. But I can live in Japan with the nuclear reactor and all that. I can live right there in Japan. I said, man, this is my spot. I said, when I get through, I'm going to get me a crib over here, something. This is nice. I messing with my wife. I said, yo, if you ever leave me, I'm going to get me one of these Japanese women. I'm coming over here and get, this my new spot going to be right here in Japan. All because, now I don't remember all their names and can't quite pronounce them all. But I do remember the way they made me feel. Not only is it good business, it's good socially. It's good for you. It makes you feel better. Feel better about yourself. It ain't even really about them. If I can't say good morning to you, and I've done that. I've said people, good morning to people, and they don't say nothing back. I smile, they frown back. Don't even look at you. Don't even acknowledge. First thought comes in your mind, though, is I shouldn't have said nothing. They don't want to speak. I shouldn't speak either. But see, I don't have that kind of attitude. See, that kind of attitude don't get you to 50 years old. And like my grandmother say, I ain't never had a real job. See, and when the police come, I just wave at them and sign an autograph for the kids. They don't stop me or nothing. When I'm riding, they don't feel like they got to get me. They don't feel like when I don't go play golf in the middle of the day. They don't feel like I ain't supposed to be there. That attitude of if they don't speak to me, I don't speak to them, that don't get you where I've been. That don't. That don't get you to the places I've gone to. See, a long time ago, I decided that that's a reactionary type of mentality. And I decided after that I'm going to act and let the world react to me. I am the actor. And you react to me. Mike, I heard you say this behind my back. I had just met you. I walked back up there and you said, you're right, he does have presence. I kind of grinned on that. So I said, yeah, I'm the actor. People say, well, you trying to bring attention to yourself? I said, yes, I am. I want folks, yes. You got to understand, do you become the actor? Let the world react to you. I'm daring, I'm encouraging, I'm challenging every one of you, and even so you students, especially you ones on these sports teams. Number one thing I heard the Seattle Supersonics, Seahawks say the other day was they said, hey, as soon as the game was over, they crying, thanking God, and ball when the wide receiver gets up there, said, man, we love each other. We don't just play hard, we play for each other. We play for the next man, the man on my left, the man on my right. We brothers. You can't beat us. You out there doing your job. I'm doing it for him. I'm doing it for him. We doing it for each other. That's why we moving forward and they going home. He didn't say nothing about the defense, the cover twos or 4 in the box and all of those other actions that go out there. Soon as they get on, anybody see that? I'm the only one that got that on TV. Didn't you hear them guys? They're like, man, we brothers. We play together. We for each other. They're talking about a feeling. It's a feeling you get. So you students, think about that. Now the world gonna remember them Seahawks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Richard Sherman in the Legion of Boom. Yes. Yeah, when them guys is hyped up and all excited, they not talking about nothing but, yo, we brothers, that's why we successful. We sisters, that's why we successful. And how do you get that environment? It's about what I'm talking about here, customer service. Now, I found that good customer service is good anywhere. But I found out that at Methodist, y'all take it a whole step farther. Y'all say signature service. Signature service. So as soon as I heard about this event and about me coming, Coach Jay, I immediately went to the dictionary and looked up the word signature. I looked it up. I didn't even assume that I knew all of the definitions of it. Glad I did. I knew that signature meant that you putting your name on something. That's you validating something. When you write your name on the front of that check, that ought to be making that paper good. That paper ceased to be worth a penny or two to whatever number that you wrote above your name. That's your signature. You're validating that. You're saying that is good legal tender. It's valuable. I heard you guys, y'all were calling it signature. I was calling it service with a passion. You said signature service. That means you personalize, you guaranteeing that service. You, not just Methodist University, you're guaranteeing that the word on the street, the perception off this campus, all of the things that people see from the outside looking in, you're guaranteeing that it's going to be good. Signature service. Just like a name on the check. Think about that. While it's still in your checkbook untorn out, it ain't no good. What makes it good? Your name. Signature service. The other thing I saw, as you read down the definitions, it said that it was like a note on a song, or some different symbols. I don't know much about music, but they said it's a signature. It's like a note. And I started thinking harmony. That when you give good service, when you give good customer service, it creates a harmony, a harmonious flow. Everything sounds good. And what's about music? Music is one sound made up by a lot of different instruments. One sound. One sound. Your department, her department, his department, your team, their team. Are you the one that's creating the harmony or disharmony? But remember, your name is on it. I said this to Coach years ago. Kids got to understand, all of them want to be the man or want to be the woman. They all want the responsibility when things are good. But I'm telling you, responsibility without accountability equals no ability at all. Responsibility without accountability equals no ability at all. So when you put your name on your service, that means you're accountable. If somebody said I went to Methodist and man, they treated me bad. I was a student there. When I tried to go for help, they looked at me crazy and they was telling me, well, you already paid us, don't worry about it. If that's your attitude, if that's your body language, is that what's telling that to kids? Remember, your name is on it. And Dr. Hancock, they need to be held accountable. Accountable. You make it good. Kids on these teams, in this classroom, you're in control. You in control. You can determine it. Your name is on it. When my name is on it, I want it to be good. It's all good. And lastly, there's a scripture in the Bible that says the disciples one day were fussing and arguing with each other. You know, Coach, you hear them on the bus sometimes. They arguing and fussing with each other. So I'm better than you. No, I ain't. You gone. And you ain't get but 2 points last game, and that girl dropped 30 on you. I'm the best worker we have in our department. I do my work. Antoinette, the one don't do all her stuff. Yeah, when we get older, we still thinking like that, though. Might not be a game. They arguing, they said, the scripture was, and said, Jesus, Coach, he overheard them. And he immediately went up to him. And then Peter said, who's going to be the greatest? We over here talking about who's going to be the best. Who's the number one? Who's the greatest one? Who's the greatest out of 12? Who's the most faithful? Who's the most dependable? Who's the one that you're going to call on when you can't call on God? Who you going to go to? Who's the go-to man here? And Jesus, the coach, said, if you want to be great in my kingdom, then the greatest one is going to be the one that does what? Come on, where's my theology? Come on. Anybody reading the Bible here? What did he say here? What did he say? Say it. Say it again. I'm like a lion. What did he say? A servant. He who serves you the best is going to be the greatest among you. That's how I read in the King James Version. He who serves you the best will be the greatest. The greatest service. Service, greatest. They're connected. Who in here don't want to be great at something? You tell me you don't, I'm either going to get you an appointment with some licensed psychologist or you're lying. You want to be great. You want somebody to consider you great at something. Service, greatness, connected. And here at Methodist, it's even more than that. Why? Because you got your name on it. Signature service. So when I leave here, I'll be gone in body. But what I said is going to be here forever. At least every day when you come to work. You want to start doing things? I'll get to it. Student needs something right away? I'll do it later. I put it on the stack. Remember what I said. They'll forget what you say. They'll forget what you do. But they'll never, ever, ever forget the way you made them feel. Signature service. I'm going to take that with me, Coach Jay. Change me. Thank you for telling me about that. And if you decide to do that, like me, on the day that you die, you'll probably be able to say what I'm going to say when I die. That I was born in a room where everybody was smiling. I was the only one crying. But I found out as I lived that a life of service, great service, now signature service. Not only was it so important, not as it was so vital, that it was so good for me. Not just the people I'm serving, but for me. That when I die, I'm going to die in a room full of people from 8 to 80. Because that's how I'm touching them like that. Everybody in the room going to be crying. I'm going to be the only one smiling. My name is Tracy Williams. My time is up. I thank you for yours. Go Mono!